Obviously we're excited to get down to Charleston later on here today. It's a great opportunity for us to play some really good competition on a neutral site away here from Centos. Obviously, be the first time we've been away from home, which would be good for us. The reason we play in these exempt tournaments is to play against good competition and also put us in a tournament setting, where we have a chance to win a championship. It puts us in a setting that's similar to the Big East tournament, where you get shorter turnarounds to be able to, get prepared for the next game, and for the NCAA tournament, it's the same thing. It's quick turnarounds, and we got a great challenge on our hands here with Towson. Towson took Florida, all the way down to the last second at Florida about a week ago. They're old, they're physical, they're tough, they're well coached. Coach Scary does a great job. They're going to present a lot of challenges for our team, and we're excited to play. I want to see us put together 40 minutes, continue to get better. That's the biggest thing. It's more about us than necessarily our opponent. We have not played our best basketball anywhere close to it yet. We know we have a lot of areas to improve on, and our guys are working really hard every single day to improve in those areas. But we're excited to get it back out there and continue to see some growth in our team.
In a multi-team event like this, your priority first is Towson, obviously. What's it like for you as a coach? How quickly do you turn the page to the next game, Buffalo or UConn, and then the other side of the bracket beyond that?
We split up the whole field amongst our staff. So Coach Hayes has Towson, Dante Jackson has Buffalo, and Coach Johnson has UConn. So because we're going to play one of those two teams for sure in the next round. So we turned the page pretty quickly. Those guys have all been really focused on their individual teams. And Coach Graves has been kind of working on the other side. Obviously we've already played Missouri State. But the other three teams, Coach Graves has been working on those teams lightly. He's more focused on game to game though, just like I am. I have not watched a second really. I've seen Florida just because they play Towson. So I saw that one on film. But I'm focused kind of game to game, just focus on that game. And we'll turn the page pretty quickly right after the game. Usually, so say we play, obviously Towson at 7 o'clock, I think, on Thursday. I'll turn the page, right away, right after that. And I'll probably watch our game that night to see, what areas can we improve on. Because it's always more about us in the tournament setting than necessarily your opponent. But you also want to got to be able to know your opponent as well. And we've got to really rely on our staff in those settings.
How many similarities are there between this and what you did in Spain in terms of the quick turnaround? In this case, I would think your scouting would be far more in depth.
Yeah, we did no scouting in Spain. I didn't want it to feel like it was a season for our guys. The season's already a marathon as it is, and I didn't want those guys to feel like, man, we're doing scouting in July, in August. It's like, man, it's already here. So, again, it was more about us. We'd watch film. I always watched every game, obviously, over in Spain right afterwards, and we didn't watch film as a team, just because, again, I didn't want it to make it feel like it was a season.
With Towson, they've got a player, Brian Fobbs, who is heralded coming into the season. But I think an interesting aspect is that he can make three-pointers. He has not yet. He's 0 for 15. Yeah. How would that change the complexion of the game when, if he gets going from there?
Yeah, he better not get going. He's a tremendous player. I mean, he's a first-team all-conference player for them. He's our leading returning scorer. He shot the ball, I think, 38% from three last year. Made over 2 per game last year. I mean, He's a great shooter. I mean, his percentages, you can throw those out the window. You saw his body of work of what he did last season over a longer period of time. And so we got to make things tough on him. And Paul and Najee and Bryce, we got to make him earn his points. He can obviously shoot threes, but he's got a great mid-range, really good mid-range, and he's physical and he's strong and he can get all the way to the rim. He's a big challenge for us. And again, we got to be able to attack that head on.
I think you guys took off Saturday and Sunday following the win over Missouri State. How has practice gone in your eyes the last two, today and yesterday? You feel like you guys are progressing?
You never know how it's always going to be after a day off. I thought Monday was good, though. I mean, I thought the energy was there. I thought we got better. We're continuing to work on our offense and the execution and the timing and tried to put teams in maybe even a tougher spot to guard us, both with zone and man. So I thought Monday was good, and I thought today was good. We had a couple guys just go down with little minor things. Najee has a cold. Like we just want to make sure he's healthy. Just little things. But I thought our practice was great today. Q was terrific. He was getting in the paint, living in the paint. He was making the right decisions. Tyreek was really, really good. I thought the energy was there. I thought we're clean. Again, our offense looked better. Our flow looked better today than it has here recently in games. So I was really pleased with practice today.
So you've obviously got 4 games of film on your own team, and I think going into a season, you've got 7 newcomers. People aren't healthy. You're trying to figure out who works well together on the floor. So through 4 games, are you starting to get a better sense of, Damir works really well with this guy or these guys? Is that presenting itself at all yet?
It's still a small sample size right now. I think usually when you're about 10 games in, we do all the analytical numbers, which lineups is your best offensive lineup, which one's your best defensive lineup, which one, like you said, certain guys play well with other guys, and you start to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And it's a little bit of a small sample size right now, but I do think you can start to see it a little bit, maybe a little bit. But again, the story will tell itself after about 10 games, kind of where we are as far as all that goes.
And last thing against Towson, it's obviously important every game, but it seems like they're a little bit like you guys in that they really like to control the paint. They like to I think they're out-rebounding their first 4 opponents by almost 7 rebounds a game. So is that kind of the benchmark in this one, is whoever controls that paint and controls the glass may well win this?
Yeah, I think so. Again, Pat Scarry does a great job. His teams I think they have an identity. They rebound the ball. They're tough. They're strong, and they defend. And they can really guard you, and they make you earn your points. And again, it's going to be who can win that war on the glass. It's going to be critically important. For our team, everybody's been so caught up in the shot making. For us, it's about taking care of the ball. First and foremost. You look at the last 2 games. Against Missouri, I think we had 20% of our possessions ended up in a turnover, and against Missouri State it was 23.5%. And we should be, our goal 17.5% is where we should be of our possession should end up in a turnover or less. Hopefully it's less, but we got to take care of the ball, and we got to make responsible decisions. And if we do that, we'll be fine. It's a turnover battle and it's a rebounding battle. It becomes a possession. Who gets more shots, right? Who gets more attempts up at the rim? I think that's what it comes down to us.
I don't think we've seen the best of Quentin Gooden yet, and he spoke before the season about really wanting to be more efficient with his shooting and to get the ball to the guys in the right places. How would you assess him so far, and where do you think he needs to improve?
I think again, I always say there's peaks and valleys throughout the year for teams, individuals, the whole 9 yards, and it's how you handle those peaks and valleys, how you handle success, and how do you handle failure. And not that he's failing right now, but he's not playing his best, obviously. You look at the numbers, and it's pretty clear. But, again, I believe in him. I know what he's capable of doing. We're working with him every day. He's watching film, and he's getting extra workouts in with Coach Johnson. I thought he had his best practice of the year today, which was really, really good to see. He's got to live in that paint for us. I use, again, you always kind of try to compare guys that are playing maybe at higher levels to our guys. Like, hey, man, you should play like this guy, And I know Coach Johnson and I both have been trying to use Eric Bledsoe, who plays for the Bucks. Again, he's an elite paint guy. Q is, and that's who he's got to be. And now, if he's open, I want him to take it. I want to shoot it with confidence and never second guess himself. But he's capable of being a lot better, and he'll get there. There's no question in my mind.
Do you think he ties the things that maybe aren't so good, turnovers or missed shots, to his performance? Does he get down when those things happen?
I think any probably natural human tendency is you do get down, but you do got to move on to the next play. And do I think he does? Maybe a little bit here and there, But again, he can't. I think guys, and you even saw Steph Curry go through this. And again, not that he's Steph Curry, Q, but you saw in the playoffs, I think it was last year, he went through a shooting slump. You don't see Steph Curry really go through shooting slump, but he started questioning himself. You could see it in the game. And confidence, you got to earn that right every single day. And the only way to kind of get yourself out of a rut is to get in the gym, work a little bit harder, get more reps. That's where you earn your confidence. You know, coaches, I think we can help promote some confidence, but you earn that confidence every single day. And again, like I said, I think Q is, I can see he's turning the corner, especially with the way he practiced today.
And we've talked about Kiki, but with Daniel Ramsey, is he cleared to play in Charleston?
He's not completely cleared yet. You know, he's non-contact. It's still kind of a process. Hopefully, he'll be able to play down in Charleston. That's our hope. But again, he has to continue to pass. There's like all these steps you got to be able to do through the concussion protocol. Is that good? Thank you.